I'm S, and I'm taking you on my conversion journey. So I said I would make another video about how my shul experience went. It was quite interesting. I was extremely nervous going into it because it's not like I was born without Hashem in my life, or I'm coming from never knowing anything about religion. I'm coming from a very heavy background, very thick background in church, praise. So basically I had to leave all of that at the door, and doing that was hard. And I'm gonna be honest, I was going through many emotions. It felt almost like I was doing something wrong. I felt like I was betraying my mom, betraying my family. My heart was just beating really, really fast. And when we were walking to shul, I was quiet. I was just doing more listening to them and just thinking to myself, oh gosh, I'm going to be a part of this community, and all that I've known, it won't make sense in this new life. And I had a hard time letting that go, I'm gonna be honest. The past few months, my rabbi and I spoke a lot about how I will go through periods of time where I'm doubtful of my decision to convert. And I'm not saying that I don't want to convert, I definitely do, but this part was extremely difficult for me. So I'll take you through the steps of what we did. So I got to her, I drove back to her house that morning, and we started to walk to shul. It was about maybe a 10-15 minute walk. And the whole entire time I walked with the husband and wife, and they were honestly amazing. They were just instructing me on more Jewish history, the neighborhood, why they walk and why they don't ride bikes, and how religious they are as a family, and how during the conversion process, this will be my shul, but I am also on a journey, and I might move somewhere. Who knows where life will take me, and I might find acceptance somewhere else. But nothing here, nothing's permanent for me right now. And I was just listening, and I'm listening, but honestly, most of the things that were going through my head is okay, I'm about to walk in to a shul. If you would have asked me this even 3 years ago, if I would be converting to Judaism and going to shul, I would have been like, what are you talking about? But going through these emotions are normal. Everybody may think oh, you want to convert, that you're just yeah, that's it for me, and that's it, Judaism all the way. But you are going to go through an emotional roller coaster, and coming from a very large family, I'm I'm gonna be shaking up a lot of things, and I'm going to be, I won't be taking certain things with me, but I'm also, this is the beautiful part of it all, is I'm also walking in to an amazing world of love and acceptance and spirituality, and it's bittersweet almost. It's bittersweet. I'm changing. So once we got to the synagogue, we actually went to another synagogue because the rabbi's synagogue had some electrical issues and the AC wasn't working and it was really hot. So we went to their neighbors, which was a Reform synagogue. It was much smaller. So when we walked in, it's a modern Orthodox synagogue. So the separation between men and women wasn't up to the ceiling. Like, it was pretty low. Like, I could clearly see the men. But they are separate. And it was beautiful in there. I was like, okay, this almost looks like a chapel almost. But it was really nice in there. And I was just like, okay. It got easier as like I kind of got used to accepting that I was actually in a synagogue. So then we walked back to the other synagogue where we'll be going, and once I walked in, I saw my rabbi. He's much taller in person. He's always sitting down, so I thought he was really short, but he's actually taller and skinnier. And he was very sweet. We couldn't really speak. There was a lot of shh. But men were in their prayer cloths. They were on their side, the women were on the other. And we got the Sidurim, and I sat next to the wife and the girlfriend. And the whole time they were like whispering in my ear of like where we're at, what we're doing. And I don't speak Hebrew fluently yet, but the whole time all I can just hear, to me it's just like sounds, and like I'm feeling the emotional part of it all. And I'm like, okay, this reminds me of church. Because the church I grew up in was a Creole-speaking, French-speaking church. And you would just, like, all the songs, like you could hear the emotion, the passion in their voice. And you could tell that they're just connecting to God. And I'm like, it doesn't matter what language you're in, or it doesn't matter what language you speak, rather. You can tell when someone is connecting to a higher power. And that's kind of all I needed. It was a long service because there's Rosh Chodesh, and they had to do, they said Halal, and there were a few extra prayers going on. It was pretty long. But when I was walking out at the end, I was like, okay, this wasn't even bad. This reminded me of what I used to do every Sunday, every Tuesday, singing from, a songbook, reading from a prayer book, and connecting with all these people around me. I'm not gonna lie, I was lost a lot. they were reading the Hebrew so quick, very advanced for me. But everyone was just so welcoming and so sweet towards me. And I'm like, I got a few stares. I got just a few stares, but it wasn't like, what is she doing here type look. It was more like, oh, okay. You know, like, so I thought that was quite interesting. This synagogue is definitely way more accepting than I guess most. And I'm digging it. I am. I wasn't able to chat with my rabbi afterwards. Not quite sure how that actually works. I actually didn't stay till the very, very end because it was my birthday and I had to leave and I had a spa day scheduled. But when I start to go to shul regularly in the fall, I want to be able to connect more on a spiritual level. It definitely wasn't there when I went the other day. I was just more so getting over being a bit uncomfortable. And it's not that I was uncomfortable, like I felt like I didn't belong. I'm lying. I felt out of place. Felt out of place. I'm gonna be honest. I was lost, I felt out of place, and it's also something new. So think of like when you first start something. You know, you don't know what you're doing, it's frustrating, but as you do it more, you get used to it, you learn to adjust to it accordingly, and you just get better at it, and you find things that resonate with you. And as I'm converting and I'm seeing more things, I really do understand why it does take so long for most people. It's not something that you're just going to wake up and feel. You know, you do have to build up your emotional intelligence and use all your senses and grasp what's going on in the environment around you, and also learning. I realize that there are a lot of prayers I would like to learn. I gotta step up my Hebrew a bit more. And I need to be picking my rabbi's brain a lot more than I do. I also have this weird thing where I feel like I don't want to be intrusive or like be extremely difficult and annoying to people. Like, these are busy people. I don't want to bombard them with my questions, but I have to just get over that and just start doing it, because I want to make sure I understand all of this completely before I do the mikvah. And I think everyone can respect that. You know, I just don't want to get through this conversion because I want to get it done. I want to make sure I understand each and every part of it. But everyone was good Shabbos, good Shabbos, good Shabbos. You know, it was sweet. It was awesome. And from the beginning of the day to the end, you know, I was thinking, okay, I went from being like afraid and scared and really nervous to understanding the significance of going to shul. And the fact that there was so much men there on their side, you know, shows the backbone of the community and how many leaders they have, and just seeing men in worship, in prayer, and women too, like it's a beautiful thing. And this is something most communities can learn from, is when you have religion in your life, you know, you have order. You have order, the family's in order. You know, you have that connection, and it's a beautiful thing to see. So I definitely look forward to going to shul more and stepping up and connecting with more people in the community, and getting them used to me too. I wonder what people thought of me walking into that shul. You know, I wish I could ask a stranger almost, like, hey, how did you feel when I walked in? Because I'm just curious to know, like, are they upset? Are they confused? Are they happy? You know, I would want to know, because I am the outsider coming in. It's something I think about. So overall, first shul experience was an experience. It shocked me more than Shabbos. And I'm happy I took this step. I'm happy I'm doing this. And in order for me to be comfortable, I have to get a little uncomfortable with this. So you guys let me know in the comments how you feel, and what are some things I should be paying attention to my next time going to shul, or if you guys have any questions for me, feel free to let me know in the comments. But until then, shalom.